up, guys? Dad Dash here, and I'm coming to you tonight with a ride along, and figured we'd film a little ride along today. Now, I want to give you some background on this intro of what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do it a little different than normal, and the way we're going to do it, because as always, I'm always crunching numbers. I'm thinking about things. I'm looking at things. And I'm like, you know what? How do we do gig work? And I think for the most part, most of us do it wrong, right? So here is the goals. Here's what we're going to do. You know, unfortunately, what I always feel like we're doing every time I'm out is like taking a circular object and sticking it in a square hole. It never quite fits. Sometimes you get it partially in, but it just never fits right? So maybe there's a way we need to do this, and we need to stop doing it like it's what it's not meant to be, and come out and approach it differently. So that's what we're looking to do right now. So we're gonna head in. It's about 5:30. We're gonna work a couple hours tonight. Now I'm gonna do this experiment on a bigger size later on if this works. See how tonight works. Now, full disclosure, I've already made $29 today. I went out, did a short run today, made $29 on a stack order, and kind of did this on like for an hour just to test the theory of saying, you know what, let's look and find some orders that will fit my guidelines. And what I found is if you want to make $25 an hour, the following needs to be true, right? If you want to reach a $25 goal per hour, you want to earn 25 bucks for every hour that you're out, every hour that you have the apps on, you're going to need to complete 2.5 orders per hour, $10 or more per order, period. And that will give you an order value of $25 per hour that you're out. That will make sure you're hitting a $25 goal. And so therefore, you know, if I was going to be out for 2 hours, my order goal would be $10 an order, 5 orders, right? That puts the half in. So every 2 hours, I'm completing 5 orders. So if I go out for 4 hours, I would want to complete 10 orders, at least $10 or more. Obviously, if I'm higher than $10, I'm going to earn more. So we're going to put that to work tonight, but we're going to focus it out over the next 2 hours, and we're going to try to complete 5 orders at $10 or more over the next 2 hours, and see how long it takes for us to complete 5 orders with a goal of minimum of $10 and a minimum of at least $1 a mile. And of course, I'll analyze it from a couple other perspectives as well, but it's got to be $1 a mile and $10. $1 a mile and $10. Let's see where this goes. That's what we're going to look at. We're not going to consider doing anything small unless it's a stack on. Now, if it's a stack on, and we're going to talk about this as contract size, not by individual order. So if I get a stacked offer for $17.50, yes, it's 2 orders, but if I believe I can complete that contract, I'm going to complete 5 contracts an hour, or 5 contracts over 2 hours, valued at least $10 a contract, which will net me at least $1 a mile. That's our goal. That's what we're going for. So I will be back to go over each order. We're going to take each order on. I'll come back in. I'll show you the order, and then we'll see exactly what it is. And we will clock this at first order to last order will be the 2 hour mark. So it'll be first order to last order. Okay? All right, guys. I'll be back. And as soon as I get that. All right, guys. So I didn't have to wait long.
In 800 feet, turn left at Worcester Drive.
We ended up getting a 1325 11-mile catering order. And 11 miles are full miles heading directly into the market that we're going to be in. So meets all the standards. There's potential here for overpay. I think it was like 14 items or something like that. You'll see it on the screen. I'm not 100% certain.
Then turn left.
And I don't have the screenshot in front of me right now. So anyways, we're going to go pick this up. That's order number 1, 1325, 11 miles. So order number 1 has been received. This will count as contract number 1. Anything added to this will still stay as contract number 1. Okay? Anyways, I'll be back to talk to you shortly with an update. All right, guys, I want to give you guys a little viewpoint of the upgraded setup that I've got going on here. So you see, this is what I call my handset. This is the handset that I use to do all my deliveries. It's a Z Flip, and it's really got some great features. I will do a more in-depth video on why I use it and how I'm using all of this. I would say this is an advanced setup. It's not going to be for everybody. And then I've got over here my Z Fold, and that's kind of that runs all my apps, that runs all my helper apps. It's got all the computer power that I need to do that with. And then I'll run my shopper phone over here, and this is just to help in busier markets, because I've been going down into the city to try to go after more busier stuff, and I don't have it up, but that ends up being my S23 Ultra. Anyways, guys, just thought I'd show this to you. We're getting ready to go and make this drop off, so I'll be back to talk to you. How you doing? Doing well, man, doing well. Number one, a couple pounds here for you. And two, one might be good. There you go. Awesome. And you have a good one. Yep. All right, guys, there's the payout, and that was well over a lot of food, but they tipped me $10. I had a suspicion when I saw $13.25 that it was going to either be a really nice payout or it was going to be $10 and $3.25. In this area that I'm in tends to have lower tips. So anyways, no big deal. It's all good. Still a decent order value. It got me into the area, covered all my miles, etc., etc. There's a lot of good about the order. Not a big deal that it was a lower one. We'll go out, we'll find another one. So that's order number one down. It's 6:13, and we got 4 more orders to complete. So I am now heading back in the direction of, let me flip you around here. I am now going to head back in the direction of where I know the hot spots are in this area, and we're going to see what we can find. All right, guys, DoorDash back here. Want to report to you that we have our next order. It's 11:07 for 10 miles, but they're really not 10 miles, because we are literally going to be going up the way to the Jersey Mike's that we have to go to, picking up a sub and coming right back to where I'm at, where I will be in a position to hopefully get another order. Shouldn't take but maybe 20 minutes to get this done total. So good order, in my opinion, good order value, good location, good drop off, all of it checks. Order number 2, guys, in the car. Contract number 2 to be fulfilled. So let's get up here, grab this, and get back so that we can get the next order and get number 3 out of the way. And we're good from there. All right, guys, DoorDash back here with an update. So got that Uber order delivered, and it ended up, being a face value offer, no extra tip going to be on that, which is what I expected. So 11:07. So then right after the Uber order, we ended up getting our next order literally right away. I think we got one offer in between. I turned it down, and then right after that, we got a $16.25 easy cater order for the EPS plant over here. For BJ's, which is right across the street, with a $3 setup fee. Now, I'm not sure why they're paying me for setup, because all the bags are sealed and it appears there's really nothing to set up. But the total order payout is $19.25. I believe this order will have extra tip. That's order number 3. It's about 7:14. If you recall, we started this experiment at 5:39 with the goal to do 5 orders in 2 hours. Now, there was a long wait on this because I was right near the restaurant, so they had to prepare it. So we'll see what happens. We need to get in order number 4 and not order number 5. But if this is a nice payout, this could absolutely help us, at least dollar figure wise, making the 2-hour period worth it. So we'll see. A little bit of a gamble, but I think it's one that will pay off. I think it's a high percentage risk here to sit and wait for that order, and go from there. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you when we get this done, and we'll go from there.
Control room.
Yes, I have a food delivery.
I'll open the gate up for you.
Awesome, thank you. Set it right over there.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Dude, it's all bagged.
they've got it all bagged up for you. Yeah. It had since set up. Like I said, they bagged it all up just like this. So I'm like, oh,
All right, guys, DoorDash back here. So we got that delivered. It was a little bit of a headache at the drop off because I got there and it was supposed to be a setup. And I told the guy, you know, I got to set up. And I said, where do you want it set up? And he said, well, hold on, I'll come back here. And then he said, well, what do you got in there? And I said, well, it's just bags. He said, well, if you got bags, I'll just take it. I said, well, I know, but I'm supposed to set this up. Got that delivered. Got back here towards my area, and we've got the got another order. So we got a $10.61 5-mile Uber order for the 4th order of this experiment, and it's about 7:35. So we're 4 minutes before the 2-hour mark of that last order, and we've got 4. This will be our 4th order in. I'm gonna jump off here. We're gonna go to Pizza Hut, get this order picked up. All right, guys, DoorDash back here. So we got that last order delivered. I'm over back here in my prime spot where I like to collect orders from. Got the 1061. It looks like there could be some extra on this one. We don't know. Sometimes it's a few cents. Sometimes it's 8 even. Sometimes it's more. Anyways, it was 2 large pizzas, so we'll see what happens. So got those delivered. That's order number 4. Now we are looking for order number 5, the final order of the evening. I just got a couple offers in. One of them was a Popeyes order for $12. Not doing that. Now we just got one that's heading towards home. Oak Tree Lane. Let's see here. This is where you wish you could see. It's 7 minutes away. I'm half tempted to take this one. It's not meeting my guidelines, but it's heading in the direction of where I want to go. But we're still going to turn it down because it's not meeting the guidelines. $7.50 for 4 miles. We have the fine guidelines that we're looking for. So yes, it's tempting to go ahead and do that, but that order, you know, you go over, you find out there's a wait. It's about a 11-minute ride that way. Now I am going to be going that way anyways, but it's 11 miles going another direction, and then you're in the $17-18 an hour category or territory as far as order value and everything else. And then you're wondering, well, why am I not making money fast enough? Well, you're not taking orders large enough. I think there's still orders out here that can meet the guidelines I need. We'll see what happens here. Now there's the other side that would say, well, there could have been extra tip on that. You know, it was $7.50. You know, a lot of indicators there that there could be extra tip. But again, you know, do I want to gamble? I don't know. I've got a little leeway to gamble with tonight. I think my average would still be $10 an order. I could still get away with it because of the large order I did for BJ's, but we'll see what happens. So anyways, guys, when I get that next order, I will come back. I'll go over what it is, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, DoorDash back here. So I told you there's always discretion, right? So we accepted our final order, our 5th and final order. Took a little while, sorted through some orders. Settled on a $9.25 3-mile, $3 a mile Chili's order. Now I took that order. It doesn't reach the $10 mark, but you know what? It's close enough. $3 a mile. Drop off is like 5 minutes from the restaurant. So I'm not turning that down. There's always potential for more. There's always potential they stack me with another order in the surrounding area and turn this contract into a +10. Remember, our goal is to get the contract size above $10. So we're close enough. I mean, and even if it ends up at $9.25, I think the order value will support it. And I know we have other orders that got us up. So anyways, we're pulling up the Chili's now and get this order picked up, and then I will be back to talk to you. All right, guys, so got that final order delivered. There was an extra on it. I was willing to take that risk. It wasn't a bad order at all. Like I said, it gave us 22 minutes to complete the order. We did it in 17. Okay, so I stand by that decision. $32 order value. Those are the the adjustments sometimes you have to make. And knowing already what I knew about the 4 previous orders, that every single one of those came in at or above, that several of those came in above the $10 mark, I knew I was going to be in great position to offset that. So I was willing to take the gamble. I was willing to see where it put us. But anyways, $9.25 payout for the final order. We did our 5 orders. I'll be back. When you see me, I'll be in my comfort of my home after I have analyzed these 5 orders for purposes of this ride-along experiment, and give you some reflections and thoughts on what I learned from approaching it this way. I liked it. I will say that. I think it's something that I would encourage everyone to give a try, and especially when you can multi-app and use multiple apps, doing it during a busy time. But I'll look at the final outcome. How long did I work? What all came out of it? Again, we started at 5:29 or 5:39. It was our first order. Our final order ended up being completed at 8:38. So we worked about 2 hours and 59 minutes, and we made some good money. I know that. I know we made some good money. And it worked out well, and it was not, to me, it was not bad at all. And I don't know the final amount because I'm still waiting on that Uber to pay out and find out. But right now, as it stands, we made about $75.97 in just under 3 hours of being out. And that was not our delivery time, because our delivery time was a little less. We did spend some time waiting, sorting through orders. But like I said, I'll get into all of that, get into all the analysis, go over the miles once we get that final Uber payout and I crunch the numbers. So I'm gonna leave you here on the road. When you see me again, I'll be back home. See you there. Hopefully I get there safe, sound, and everything else. And I'll see you in a little bit, guys. Thanks for watching tonight, and hopefully you enjoyed this. All right, guys, DoorDash back here. So I want to come to you guys with a little with a recap here. And I want to remind you, first off, before we get into the recap, remember what we're looking at here. The experiment was, if you remember at the top of the video, we were looking to do $10. We were looking to focus on completing orders, not worrying about time or how long we were going to be out or the amount of money. It was going to be completing a certain amount of orders at a certain rate at a certain amount of mileage, what's the minimum standards, and then of course making sure that we use common sense and using proper order selection, stuff like that. So the parameters we were using was $10 in order, dollar a mile, make sure drop off makes sense, make sure restaurant makes sense, etc. So I decided to use the day in its entirety because the first order I did was at those parameters, but it wasn't quite as strict. I hadn't come up with a full amount. I just said, let me see if I could find an order at least $10, go on $1 a mile, see where this goes, and I ended up with a really good order. So overall, we're gonna look at it overall. We ended up driving 80 miles. Okay, so we ended up with 80 miles driven at $1.35 a mile. So from a miles perspective, being $1 a mile, the goal, we ended up with 35 cents over that. So that's the first sign that things went really well. Next, the dollar goal would have been at least a minimum of $60. We hit that for certain. Not only did we hit that, but we exceeded it by $48.02, making $108.02. Now, the real test here is time. How long did it take? So we ended up out in total, and again, the way we track our time, first order delivered, last order delivered, that time frame was 230 minutes in total, or 3.83 hours. Now, technically speaking, looking at that first part of the day, I'm just going to throw an hour on there, but the dinner hour was, we were doing 5 orders, which I said should keep us busy, in line for our goal of essentially $50. That would require us to do 5 hours or 5 orders, or at least 2.5 orders an hour, to do it over a 2-hour time period.
Well, we ended up doing 181 minutes for the dinner hour. So we went 61 minutes over to 2 hours. And we did 49 minutes for the first order we did. That made up 230 minutes. That put us at a average order value for that $108.02 we made of $28.18. So even though we had to work a little bit more, even though we had to be out a little bit more, we still covered it at the amount we wanted to do for the 2 hours. So hey, I'm willing to work extra to get that extra money and get paid fairly. Now it gets even better when we look at delivery time, because we ended up working, of that time we were out from first order to last order, we worked 82% of the time. We only spent 18% of the time waiting on orders. We spent 38 minutes on an order, 189 minutes of actual labor time, and we were being paid while we were working. Our work time, $34.29 order value, or basically we were making $34.29 for every hour we worked, which is phenomenal. So overall, this was a very big success. You're gonna go and say, okay, how did the profits look, right? At 80 miles driven, out on the road 3.82 hours. Well, we generated gross revenue of $108.02. However, you didn't take home $108.02 because we paid $20.77 in taxes. We put $8 aside for our car expense fund. We put $5.81 back in the bank to put towards our next gas fill up. And we ended up walking away and clearing $73.44 of cash in our pocket at the end of the day. We cash flowed $73.44, profit at $73.44, almost nearly $100. So that's a good day in my opinion, especially when you look at it against the idea of only having to work just a little over 3 hours. So very, very happy with that result. Very, very happy with the overall results here of how things went. Now, we're going to take this. I intend to do this on a bigger scale. I intend to try to take this and do this over a 10 order, see how long it takes me to do 10 orders and where that comes out at $10 an order, which is $100. My goal would be 4 hours on that. So we'll see how it all goes. Let me know what your all's thoughts are. Is it better to work on order goal? How many orders you want to fulfill in a day? Or would it be better, or do you think it's better to say, hey, I want to go out and and have a per hour goal? And say I'm going to be out 4 hours, and my goal for that time is per hour, and boom. What's your thoughts? What do you think is going to make you more money? I'm thinking and leaning towards. I think it's again changing how you're working, changing what we're comfortable with. I think this is maybe more how this is designed to work. Focus on that goal. Focus on finding that money, and when you find that money, you're going to find your goal less than saying, well, I'm out here for 3 hours. I mean, there's really nothing we can do. If in 3 hours we've made $60, we've made $60. But if you're taking $6 orders because you're just trying to stay busy and you still make $60 over 3 hours, but you worked that entire time, did you really end up better? And of course, we all know what you make gross is not what you really take home. So, I think this allows for a little bit of a smarter work. You let me know what you think. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the ride along today. I hope you enjoyed this little experiment today. We're going to take it further. We're going to keep looking. We're going to keep working, keep building. So as always, guys, stay safe, stay profitable, and I'll talk to you soon.